Let's dive into the nitty-gritty.
Renfield. Sorry. Renfield was released on March 30th, 2023 at the Overlook Film Festival at the Timberline Lodge in Oregon, which sounds awesome. I would love to go to that. It's at the outside of the Overlook that was used in The Shining.
That's rad.
It's pretty cool. It's not a huge building though, so it's like I don't know how many people could fit in that thing. It must be a fairly small film festival, probably like invitation only, but that sounds awesome. I'd love to go to that at some point.
Yeah.
I think it's all horror movies, so you would assume
that'd be
Overlook.
So cool.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. But it was released wide on April 14th, 2023, at least in the US. Had a budget of $65 million, which is huge, especially for a Nick Cage movie released somewhat recently. Like, it seems like the budgets are going up, but at the same time, it's like they're still kind of keeping them tampered, at least.
Yeah.
I think Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent was like $30 million or something like that, which is still a huge budget. But this, $65 million. And unfortunately, only made $26.6 million back.
That's nuts.
Which is a major flop, sadly. Which I think everybody expected this movie to do better than it did.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how much they put into marketing because it was everywhere.
Yeah, it was. I wonder. I mean, it could have been. But then it's
just like, why release it in April? Why not do it in like October or something?
Yeah.
I guess trying to get out ahead of a movie season, but
cash in on Halloween, or you could put it out in the summer.
There's a cat.
Like I said, it's been a very heavy cat season.
This was directed by Chris McKay, who is a director, editor, producer who worked on Moral Oral and Robot Chicken. Those are kind of his main credits, but he also did the Lego Batman movie, which I haven't seen, but I heard good things about, and the Tomorrow War, that Chris Pratt movie that was like a Prime exclusive, I believe, which wasn't terrible.
No, it wasn't bad.
Felt a lot like Edge of Tomorrow or whatever that Tom Cruise movie was.
Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah. Yeah, they've like renamed the movie somehow.
Yeah. I felt like I just like gaslit everybody. Like it's named something different overseas, so people talk about Live, Die, Repeat. And I'm like, I didn't see that. I watched Edge of Tomorrow or whatever, Day After Tomorrow. What is it?
It is Edge of Tomorrow. I think.
It's Edge of History, I believe. No.
Edge of History. Well, apparently, All You Need Is Kill should have been the name that it went with, which is...
All You Need Is Kill.
Yeah, that's like the name of the manga it's based off of or something.
I was gonna say, that sounds very Japanese.
I always see whenever there's discussion online about titles, like, why didn't they just go with All You Need Is Kill? That's a perfect title. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Fucking name ever, dude.
Fucking weebs ruin everything.
They should name this movie All You Need Is Renfield.
Should have named it The Weatherman.
The Weatherman 2.
This was written by, the story at least, was written by Robert Kirkman, the co-creator of The Walking Dead, who just absolutely tanked his own TV show somehow. I don't know how that happened, but...
No.
Hey, what do you mean, man? It's been on the air for like 15 years. It's got to be great.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
For all the criticism that we could say, that show is... Well, the original show ended, but now they've spun off with Jeffrey Dean Morgan and... what's her name? Lauren Cohen.
I thought you said Jeopardy. Like,
Jeopardy.
Walking Dead Jeopardy
Morgan.
Episodes.
Jeffrey
They
Dean.
brought back Alex Trebek to be the host.
From the grave. He's a zombie.
He's a zombie
Jeopardy.
now.
But yeah. So jokes on us. we had how many
he
awful
made
seasons?
tons of money, but at the same time, it's like, God damn, that show is just unwatchable.
Yeah.
Towards the end, it just became so bad. Screenplay was by Ryan Ridley, who was one of the main writers on a TV show called Acceptable TV from Dan Harmon, which is one of my favorite, like, kind of forgotten TV shows. It also starred a certain persona non grata who Has been canceled by the world.
Worked with Dan Harmon a lot.
Yeah, he worked with Dan Harmon a lot on a lot of his projects. There's one sketch in particular called Operation Kitten Calendar that is just fucking amazing. It's just a sketch show. So each episode, there would be like 5 sketches, and the best sketch was voted on by the audience. And each week they would get a like sequel sketch to that one sketch, and Operation Kitten Calendar just won like 5 or 6 weeks in a row until they finished like the story and walked away.
I remember that show now.
It is starring a guy named Rustin Broyland, I think is his name. So if you can get past that, but watch it anyway. It's great.
Wasn't he exonerated?
I don't know, man. At this point, I don't know. I'm always out of the loop because it seems like now, like Jonathan Majors is like forgiven or something, but then somebody else came out with allegations. I don't know what happened there.
I don't know if he's forgiven, but I think the particular case that he was
being
blasted
canceled for
is being proven to be a false claim. But I think Hollywood still says he's an asshole, allegedly.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, that's
say money talks.
That tracks.
So, if he'd brought a ton of money in for Quantumania, maybe.
Yeah, it's true.
They'd have brushed us under the rug. Maybe they still are. I don't know.
They don't seem to be. I mean, Disney at least doesn't seem to be freaking out too much.
Yeah,
I'm sure they are behind closed doors, but
well, that's because the latest Marvel movies are garbage.
Yeah,
they're bleeding money.
True. Aside from
problems,
there's one great movie in there.
Guardians
3. The rest, not so great.
I hope James Gunn sticks around Marvel for a while. Oh.
Yeah.
Womp, womp.
He's not going anywhere.
Womp, womp.
Ryan Ridley also wrote 10 episodes of Rick and Morty and as a main writer on Community, so he's definitely a Dan Harmon staple.
That's funny. I felt like this kind of had some of that Dan Harmon flair to it, some of the jokes and some of the humor. I didn't realize that the guy was so connected.
That's probably why it wasn't
definitely
that
had that feel a little bit. Also co-written by Ava Tramer, who wrote a TV show called Trophy Wife, starring Stolen star Malin Ackerman. That's what she's best known for. Stolen. And she also wrote on Angie Tribeca, which is that Steve Carell, Nancy Walls, I think is their name, his wife. They co-wrote that show together. And, of course, it is based on Dracula by a guy named Bram Stoker, I think is his name. Bram, I think is how people pronounce it.
Bram Stoker. Ram Stroker.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
That's a different movie. That's for after the Cage.
I can't believe no one's ever made that.
This was shot by Mitchell Amundsen, who also shot Transporter 2. My favorite.
Yay!
It's Transformers. Ugh.
Yay!
Wanted, which is my favorite James McAvoy film. Office.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
It's a piece of shit. It's one of the worst fucking.
You didn't see Wanted with me?
Okay.
I thought we went and saw it.
No? It's Creed Bratton's favorite James McAvoy film. Jonah Hex and the Happy Time Murders. We've talked about Jonah Hex a lot on this show for some reason.
Yeah, we have.
A lot of the
just like
same
the public
people.
Toilet of bad movie productions. Like everybody goes there at some point.
It's the toilet of films. Edited by Zine Baker. That's how you pronounce it. Zine. Z-E-N-E. I looked it up. Zine. Like magazine. Who is kind of a Seth Rogen go-to. He edited Observe and Report, 50-50, This Is the End, Neighbors 1 and 2, The Interview, and also did Marvel's Thor Ragnarok, WandaVision, She-Hulk Attorney at Law.
Ugh.
So, yeah. Some of those are shot great, though. I don't know.
Are they edited great?
Oh, yeah, edited great. This is the end. Ragnarok? I'll go with that. WandaVision was edited well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, She-Hulk was edited well, but,
Yeah.
Just written poorly.
I mean, that's what the comic book was, dude. That was like the most screen accurate adaptation of one of their comic books. So it was like, I mean, kind of knew where it was going to go. Wasn't going to be great from the start. There's a reason why a lot of those comic books that are now being made into movies are not that popular. Also edited, always good when you have two editors, by Ryan Folsey, who also edited Cabin Fever, Old Dogs, When in Rome, and the Lego Ninjago movie.
I feel like we've talked about this guy before.
I think we did, yeah. And guess what? There's a third editor.
What?
Giancarlo Ganziano.
I love them in Breaking Bad.
Who edited 63 episodes of South Park. We've had a few South Park guys on this too, on the show. Also a pre-visual effects artist going back all the way to 1994 and worked on Face Off. So, yeah, a little tie-in to Cage. Recently did some previs on Shazam 2, Free Guy, and The Tomorrow War. Yeah, 3 editors. That explains a few things.
That's something.
Yeah, that explains the entire third act.
Yeah. Like, I forgot everything that happened with Dracula's death spoilers until I rewatched it this time.
Yeah.
Happened so quickly.
Yeah.
Music by Marco Beltrami, who is a 2-time Oscar nominee for 3:10 to Yuma and The Hurt Locker. Also worked on iRobot, Scream 1 through 4, Blade 2, Terminator 3, Hellboy 1 and 2. He's a big franchise guy. Quiet Place 1 and 2. The Thing. I think that was the original The Thing. Maybe not. Maybe the new one.
Wasn't that Marconi who did the original Thing?
Yeah, probably
or John
not.
Carpenter. I think John Carpenter himself did it.
Yeah, Carpenter. Yeah, John Carpenter did the original one. Yeah.
So probably
it must be the
2011 version,
which was great. But I actually really liked that one.
Yeah, they just called it The Thing as well. So
yeah, so it was confusing as hell.
Conversations
Even though it's like a prequel to the first movie, which is kind of what the original The Thing from Outer Space was. Sort of, I don't know. Weird. It's hard to follow at this point. It's like a trilogy, but not really at the same time. Also did Deadfall from 2012, not
not
1993. Yeah, that's forever on this show I've had to look up Deadfall, unfortunately. And this movie always comes up from 2012. Also worked on Warm Bodies, also with Nicholas Hoult, and World War Z and Logan. He had like a ton of credits. Marco Beltrami, he's prolific. Ratings. This got a 58% on 5.8 out of 10 on 276 reviews. That's a lot of reviews, and still ended up with a 58%. It's not great. Not great. Audience score was a 79%, so substantially higher. That seems to be the consensus. Is like critics hated it, audiences were kind of on board, but not fully. But 79% is not terrible. Metacritic gave it a 53%. Again, I never really know what to think of Metacritic's ratings because it's just completely arbitrary, it seems like. So it's all weighted towards certain critics, and if one critic who is weighted higher is like, I hate this movie, then it just tanks the whole score. So I almost want to just chuck the fucking Metacritic score out, but I know some people swear by it. I don't know. IMDb 6.4 out of 10. So again, tepid. They gave it a maybe a D or a C minus somewhere in there. And then the cinema score B minus, which is bad. When it comes to cinema scores, we've talked about it a bunch on this show, but like anything lower than like an A minus is pretty bad. Pretty bad. Because you went there specifically to watch this movie and you walked out and were like, B minus.
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah.
Pretty mediocre.
That's kind of how I feel after watching it too. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I feel like, the movie itself was not great, but Cage was great. Mm-hmm. He's the only thing good. I mean, Timothy Holt, or why do we keep calling Timothy? Nicholas Holt was good. He had to carry the movie, which he did well, I felt like. But I could have just remove the entire Lobos storyline from this movie and make it about Dracula and Renfield.
Yeah.
Maybe also get rid of Awkwafina.
No.
Well, I mean, she's basically part of the Lobos subplot, so
pretty much, yeah. Just take the whole Lobos
plot.
Thing
It's
out.
basically the whole plot.
Yeah.
The Renfield Dracula relationship's like the B plot for some reason.
Yeah. I guess they needed something to string that story along and like create the conflicts that come at the end. I don't know why they went this direction.
I think it would have been more entertaining if they had kind of gone like a serial killer aspect. Like she's tracking Renfield down, thinking he's a serial killer.
Make it like 7, but with Dracula.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing.